Welcome to another episode of The Fit Frequency. I'm your host, Doug Wattenshade, owner of Delaware Fit Factory, and today we have a very special guest, Jaime Douce. Correct?
Good job.
Okay, I did it. Before we dive into all the stuff, since I just had that moment, give us 3 different ways that people have mispronounced your name.
Douce, douche, and deuce.
Very cool.
Great.
So it's something I think we can connect on that. You get, well, I don't know, telemarketers. I remember picking up the phone when I was a kid and getting like Water Schmidt, and it's not even close. So anyway, what are we here for? Jaime, you've been a longtime member of Delaware Fit Factory. You've got a pretty awesome history with athletics and fitness, and pretty great life with the family and careers and kids doing sports and all that kind of stuff that a lot of people will relate to. But one thing that I wanted to bring you on here to talk about was not so much the physical aspect of working out here at Delaware Fit Factory, but the mental benefits, the social benefits. But before we dive into that, Jaime, who are you and what are you doing here?
Yeah.
Give us the rundown.
I'm a mom of 3. Very active girls, all 3 girls. And my background is I am a college athlete, so I've always been around sports, athletic, lifting. After that, I have an accounting background, but I went into coaching for a very long time. Coaching at a college for volleyball, actually. People don't really see me as that, but a volleyball player. And then I did a lot of just personal training on my own. So have a lot of background in the workout world. But then obviously my 3rd kid came, right? And you kind of get away from the workout part a little bit more and more as you go. And then my husband and I have a couple businesses, so very busy on the business front. But yeah.
Very cool. So very busy, but about 2.5 years ago, you came in to say like, hey, something's got to change. And what I remember from our first conversation is you telling me everything that your kids do, everything you and your husband do, and all of the animals that you have.
Yes, we live on a farm, so.
Yeah, so tell us about that, making the shift from not being here at Delaware Fit Factory, not working out as much as you wanting to make some changes.
Yeah. I think it was about 2.5 years ago. I remember telling myself, okay, I have 3 kids. They're young. They're active. I have a farm. I have business. I can't keep going the way I'm going. I need to change it. And I'm not going to lie, it was probably 2 years before that. I remember someone mentioning the name of CrossFit, and I was like, oh, CrossFit. Like, I don't know. Yes, I'm a former athlete, but I just don't know. And then 2.5 years ago, I came across Delaware Fit Factory again, and I was like, okay, just leap of faith. I'm going to do it. And that's when I came in, met you, and have not turned back. Now I say that, but I have had some setbacks physically. And I think the thing that keeps me coming back is not the hard workouts per se, but the community. The people here are so awesome. It is what keeps me going. I think this last year, having a few scares in my life and just sitting on the couch for the last 4 months, physically not able to do a lot, I just miss this piece, right? I miss this piece of coming into the gym, seeing people smile. Even if you're having like a not great day, there's someone here that is going to uplift you, and it just turns my whole day around. So even coming out of recovery, I would just come in here. Maybe not to do a lot. Maybe you saw me on the treadmill, just walking, but seeing other people get down, do the work, smiling, just asking you how you are, that is why I'm still here and still going.
I think that's something that I could say is unique to Delaware Fit Factory, but I think in a lot of gyms like ours, whether it's an official CrossFit affiliate or a High Rocks training center or whatever it would be, the kind of group fitness and accountability of coaching that comes with, again, a CrossFit gym, a High Rocks gym, or whatever it is, there's more to it than the crazy workouts. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, like, CrossFit can be intimidating. The CrossFit Games just wrapped up, and there's all kinds of stuff on Instagram with, like, on the gymnastics rings, forward rolls and backward rolls, and with the barbell, 200-pound snatches for, you know, the smallest athletes. And that's not something that everybody can do or even wants to do. But it's, I guess, for me, sometimes it's a little tough to explain that CrossFit is just varied workouts. It's functional stuff that will help you with everyday life.
Yeah.
But then with that, we're able to kind of fold in, kind of, I guess, our tagline of better every day. It's not just your back squat is stronger every single day. You can come in and have like an active rest day, and that is how you get better. It gives your muscles a chance to recover. If you're having a rough day and you need to come in for endorphins or just to high five your friends, there's that aspect. Doing hard workouts, whether it's like yesterday's workout where, you know, you do some cardio, you do some simple body weight stuff, you do some cardio, you do some simple body weight stuff. There wasn't a technical movement in sight, but like you proved to yourself that you can do hard things. So mentally you become better every day. And I guess, you know, go into as much or as little detail as you want. You had a pretty serious setback. Do you feel that like the maybe 2 years of, and maybe also your previous life before Delaware Fit Factory, did that kind of prepare you for the major setback of 2026?
Yeah. I actually remember being in the hospital, and my mom said, thank God, Jamie, that you've been really active these last couple of years, because I don't think you would have made it through. And I believe that. I wholeheartedly believe just being active. I just hit the big 40. So
Are you serious?
I did. I just welcomed into the 40 club. So just being active at this stage, I think helped me tremendously try to recover. I think I was hospitalized. I think it was 7 days. Just even the stroke and stuff that I went through, just stronger every day. Even the saying that you guys say, right? I'm incorporating that into my everyday life. It's not just in the gym, right? It mentally is making me tougher. Yes, physically, but also mentally. And I really think it pulled me out. I really think it pulled me out of the recovery stage, right? So I had where 4 months I really couldn't do much at all. And that takes a toll mentally, right? Like when you're not able to do what you want to do, you really kind of sit there, even with your kids, right? If you can't pick your kids up, or if you can't, you know, be active in your kids telling you, hey, come run with me, come do this, mom. And that doesn't go for just if you had a surgery, but like if you're kind of in a slump or something, your endorphins are low, your mentality is low about it. So I knew I needed to just get back in here. And let me tell you, even when I did, even the feeling of, hey, I can't go in there and lift, you know, like your ego, you got your big ego.
Yeah, we all know.
You got your big ego where you're like, I don't want to go back in the gym because I can't, you know, do these things. Physically, I could not. But the moment I even walked in here and just seeing people, I immediately was uplifted. Even though I just went back and walked on a treadmill, it didn't matter to me because that endorphin is priceless to me. It really is, because then I leave the gym and you feel better, right? You feel better when you go pick up your kids then. Whatever it is you have to do that day, you're not kind of in that mental fog.
Yeah. Fill in your cup a little bit so that then you can go and fill others. And you got a lot of cups to fill.
I have a lot of cups to fill. Yeah.
You kind of touched on it a little bit of the all or nothing mindset, the ego. A lot of us struggle with that. And I'll be honest, I had a conversation with a guy today. I'm not going to use his name, but signed up, didn't quite make it through on-ramp or anything. Man, it's tough. And we went back and forth, and hopefully we're going to try out again in the future, but it's tough with his schedule.
Okay.
And I'm glad that you, like, as we kind of went back and forth, and I was just like, just get here and like wander around or sit down and watch or like say hi to somebody. That's a little bit of progress. That's a little bit of a step forward. A lot of us fall into that trap of, if I'm not going to be able to come in and do things the way that I once could, I don't even want to do it.
And I'm not going to lie, it probably took me the first year of being here to get my, when you're in a sport, right? Like, it's just, you're going, I'm a 100% person. I'm a 0 to 100% person. So it did take me a little while to, hey, let that ego go. But I'm there, and let me tell you, I'm so thankful I'm still here just showing up, because yes, I'm not lifting, I'm not even doing snatches, but that's okay, because the coaches here aren't just telling me, hey, go in a corner, right? They're going to tell me, hey, try this, or hey, do this, what feels good. And just making me feel a part then doesn't make my ego so big, right? Where I'm like, okay, I'm still doing something. I'm still here. I showed up, right? And that is huge. Yes, it's scary. Yes, it's scary when you walk in and you're like, I can't even touch a barbell today. But the coaches truly, like, Dom and I literally did. I was the one that showed up for the 10:45, and I told him, I was like, you don't, it's fine. I can kind of do my, he's like, no. And it was Fran Day. I was like, okay, Dom. I was like, because in my ego, I see it and I want to do it, right? That's my biggest thing, right? You see it and you're like, well, I'm not deviating from that. Like, I'm going to get that, like, RX. That was my big thing, RX. But Dom made a awesome workout for me, was there coaching me along the way, and that is big. So don't just let your ego take over. You're still here, you're still sweating. I still get a great workout in. It's just a little different.
Yeah, and that's tough to kind of, I guess, know and accept your limitations, but also, and I've had my fair share of injuries. Like, it's more than a workout routine for me. Sometimes I get caught up in my own performance, and I've had some like low back strains, or I've talked ad nauseum about my tearing both my hamstrings with a heavy deadlift that I had no business doing. And it's tough to be vulnerable and let the coach know, and then trust that the coaches, like, they've got your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
And they're not just going to be like, I got to find something else for you. That's what we're here for. And I'm very proud of our team, regardless of any kind of differences in opinions or lifestyles or whatever. Like, the coach, all of our coaches care about all of our members, and we want to help you not only get better, but have fun while doing it. Yeah.
And don't be like, it's kind of fun, but I remember coming in and being like, oh, so-and-so is going to be, you're competing against people beside you, or like, that's what I was like at the beginning. Nobody is looking at how much you're lifting versus what they're lifting. They're worried about what they're lifting, right? They're worried, I'm going to get this snatch over. They're not worrying about you. Yeah. And they're actually there cheering you on. Even if you're doing something different than they are, they're, pushing you right along with them, just in a different way.
Yeah. There's a time and a place for competition.
Yes.
I would say 99% of the time here is not the time. Like, we just had a High Rocks event on Saturday. That was the time.
Yeah.
And this was the place. 9:30 on a random Tuesday. Cool. You can maybe compete with yourself a little bit, but nobody's gonna, they might also be competing with, themselves. Like, everybody's working out together, but with their blinders on. Yeah. We want to do our best. So that I guess is comes along with the beginner gains, right? You come to a gym like Delaware Fit Factory, you get stronger, you get more fit rather quickly, and you quickly are like, okay, I got to make sure that I'm,
I think it's okay to like I have now friendly relationships, which I love. I'm loving every relationship I've gained here. Community is huge here. So if you're looking for something like that, it's amazing here. But I love, like, I'll, internally be kind of like, okay, so she's on her third set, or, but that's okay. Like, that to me, as long as you can do that internally with yourself and know your limits. I think knowing your limits is the big one, right? I have a lot of back problems, have for years. I know my limits. So I have to realize that in my ego talk, but I do. And so it goes, it's fun. It makes it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that is where I am most of the time. And I know that it's easier said than done. It's taken me a long time to get here.
Yeah.
But getting into like the CrossFit Open, when it is a competitive atmosphere, and I know that I'm going to be working out with people that are either, stronger than me or faster than me in certain aspects, and like I'll strategize so that, I push myself to the best of my abilities. But at the end of the day, just knowing they're there to help motivate me and encourage me to do my best.
Mm-hmm.
If they beat me, they're stronger than me. Mm-hmm. They're more fit than me. I don't know their story, their background, or even if I do, like, that's fine. That's what it is. We're here to make each other better, not necessarily one be better and beat the other one down.
Right. Let's talk about that CrossFit Open. It was, I remember my first one. I was not where I am today in my fitness journey. It was very new, actually, the first one.
Yes, because you joined in January, and the Open's always late February.
Yes, and I remember being like, there's no way I am even coming close to that. And the coaches encouraged me. The people encouraged me here. And I remember being like, guys, like, I'm so scared to do it. Like, I'm so scared to do it. I am so thankful I did it. There's scaled options on any of these competitions. So if you're ever feeling like, oh, I'm not there, do it. It's so much fun. The environment is so much fun, and it helps push you and to have fun with it. I didn't necessarily, I remember that CrossFit. I did not do even the scaled. I don't even know if I did the full scaled, but I was there. I showed up, and I was so proud of myself for doing it.
Was the first workout of the Open, was that just dumbbell snatches and then burpees over the dumbbell? Mm-hmm. I don't remember any of the other workouts that year, but I remember that one specifically.
Yeah. I remember there was a deadlift for one of it might have been the second. And that was
and jump rope and rowing.
And that was when I still didn't have a deadlift, which I still don't, and that's okay. But I remember it was like I was just working into like a double under, and I remember I stringed my first, I don't even know, 6 together or something, and I just thought, okay, and I can do this. It might take me a minute, but I can do this. That was a doozy, yes. But it was fun.
I have terrible memories of that specific workout. I did have to do that. I'm like a one and done guy. There are people that will like repeat the workout 2 or 3 times in the weekend to try to get their best score. We had a potluck that Friday night.
Yes.
I was not paying attention to the clock. I'm eating all of the curry and hard-boiled eggs, and then somebody was like, "Hey, you're up." I thought I was gonna leave a mess on the rower. So I don't remember the workout. I remember how I felt during that workout.
Yeah.
But so
too good.
So you mentioned scaling.
Yes.
It's kind of scaling, sometimes interchangeable with modifying and changing all that. So there's always options for, like, coaches will be ready to go, like, hey, let's find some weight on the barbell that you can do for this many reps.
Yeah.
Or is your shoulder a little achy? Let's switch out snatches for cleans or something like that. What are some things that you've been able to do very recently, just knowing that you're on the comeback? And then we had Fran the other day doing super fast thrusters with the 65-pound barbell,
Yeah.
not a good idea. And Dom gave you some suggestions. So what are some things that you're doing in class that maybe other people might be able to think like, oh, it's a good idea?
Yeah. Bulgarian split squats are kind of my go-to.
Tell me what that is. Tell the listeners and viewers what that is as if they're 8 years old.
Yeah. So putting one foot up on a bench or a box, the other foot out, and then lunging down. I struggle a lot with my back, so even doing it body weight is fine. There's still, if you do a higher rep, it's still a great workout for your legs, your glutes. So I would say that is kind of my go-to. A push press or just a strict press with dumbbells, or even walking with one dumbbell in your hand overhead. Just really working on that balance and that core. Been doing a lot of those. Box push-ups. It's kind of amazing how fast I lost my push-up because I keep telling myself, oh, it's just body weight. But, when you haven't done it for so long. The nice thing, though, is I've been here now this is my second week back, and I can already feel them getting stronger. But a box push-up, an elevated push-up, still great. I still feel very strong doing it. Dead bugs. So that's my kind of core go-to. I had my core cut open, so I'm still definitely recovering from that, and just breathing through a dead bug is very hard, actually.
Mm-hmm. It is an incredibly difficult thing when done right.
When it's slow and controlled. I would say dead bugs are definitely my go-to. Or a plank. I think Dom had me do a lot of planks the other day. But yeah.
So it doesn't always, it's not always muscle ups and...
No. I did, so kipping is out for me right now. So just a strict pull-up with a band. I still feel it in my lats.
Good.
As long as I would say it with any scaled or modified, my biggest thing is it's not like for speed, for fast. It's more controlled, doing it the correct way, you're breathing right, and it actually is just as hard and worth it in the end to me. Step-ups is another one. Step-ups would be, I just do step-ups, not box jumps.
Yeah. I think a lot of people confuse intensity and hard work with speed and weight or whatever it would be. And there's a lot of stuff in, if you happen to go through the CrossFit Level 1 path where you study the book and then you go to the seminar, you'll find out there's like intensity just, it's not heavy stuff and fast stuff. Intensity is just like hard work. So you can absolutely work hard. I've put personal training clients through like more or less a purely strength building or even bodybuilding cycle with some intensity. So adding some tempo or like doing reps until like doing simple body weight reps until your knees are shaking. Mm-hmm. Cool. That's not necessarily going as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah.
Putting some intention behind it can absolutely increase the intensity that way.
And for the days that it took me a little while to get there. I used to be like the HIIT boot camp, right? Like I have to be just drenched sweat to feel like I even did anything. I'm sure there's people like that out there listening. That's me. That's who I am. So there are days though that if I'm feeling that way, let me tell you, your bike is the best friend. That bike is it's going to be your best. It's going to be your best friend. Let me tell you, it will make you sweat, legs shake. Because the nice thing with a bike is you get to control the intensity. So if in your mind you're saying, oh, this isn't even a workout, like if you're scaling, right? I've done this before where I've scaled and I'm like, man, am I really even working that hard? I'll jump on a bike and mentally push myself really hard. And then I'm like, yes, this is. So the bike can be your best friend.
It is very unforgiving.
Yes.
And there's so many different ways to modify or change up movements. ultimately the goal is to use similar muscle groups and
Yeah.
similar movement planes.
Correct.
But even when that's not possible, for example, Heidi has done a great job the past several months working with somebody who she just had her knee replaced or surgery or something where like, hey, lower body is out of the question. All upper body 2 to 3 days a week with the goal of eventually getting back into our seniors class. It's absolutely possible. You don't have to look at the workout and be like, I can't do it. I'm out. You can change up anything and everything and still have that high level of intensity and intention and get a great workout in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Trust the coaches. Trust that we got your back, and then just kind of follow the plan.
And the community, right? Like,
Yes.
that's one thing. I've had so many people reach out to me from here and just show up on my doorstep, and just the love. It's been incredible. And it helps you, right? It helps you through those really tough times. And just showing up. And then when you do show up and they have a smile on their face, ready to see you and welcome you, even when you're having a rough day or if you're having a great day, the gem's here. Just show up.
Yeah. A little bit more than workouts.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just the physical. When you see the word CrossFit, right? It's not the CrossFit Games every time you show up here. You can make it that if you want. If that's where you're at, heck yeah. But if you're like me 2.5 years ago, seeing the word CrossFit, I was like, oh boy, it's been the best thing ever. Having my coaching background, I know certain things, right? I know how to move, but I wouldn't give up coming in here for the people any day.
So if somebody is on the fence or scared or nervous, kind of like you were, either they're intimidated by CrossFit or they're embarrassed about where they are in their life, but they know they want to make a change. Any advice for that person?
Other than just show up, I mean, you really got to take that leap and just walk in the gym. Even if you don't want to come in and do that first day of workout, come in, meet Doug or whoever it is that you're onboarding or, meeting with. Just get a feel for it. And I promise you'll want to keep coming back.
Awesome. Very cool. Any last words for your listeners, viewers, any of that? Or hold on, back up. Let's talk. Let's stop talking about them. Let's talk about you one more time real quick. 2026 goals. Anything? I don't recall seeing your name on the board back there.
I know. It's not.
Anything? Any goals?
Yeah, right now my goal is consistency. Keep showing up. Again, almost not making it through life at one stage this year kind of puts things in perspective. And it shows me that showing up for myself means a lot, because it also means that I'm there for my kids then. So I think coming in every day is not just for myself. It's for my family, because they were there when I almost wasn't here. So consistency right now. I hope to grow my goals. And I think that's okay, right? I think
That
if
is
you
a
don't
great
have,
goal.
I think if you don't have this giant long list of goals, I think that's okay at some point. I think sometimes people think there needs to be like so much or so in depth. I think if I can do this, then I know I can add more.
Yeah. You don't always need to aim for a 1,000-pound back squat right out of the gate.
Yeah.
Consistency is a great thing to strive for.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Well, Jamie, thank you for sitting down with me post-workout. I think everybody, I should have said this at the beginning. You just worked out.
I did.
And you agreed to be on camera and all of that.
I did. You guys know who I am. So you've seen me in my bright red tomato face. So we're good.
So thank you very much for sharing your story and obviously making this like your second home or your third place or whatever you want to say. We absolutely love seeing you in here every single day. Viewers, if you want to come work out with Jaime, you know where to find us. You can shoot us a message on social media at Delaware Fit Factory on both Instagram and Facebook, or go to our website. There's a button in the top right. You can click join now and schedule a meeting with me. Come chat about membership options, all that kind of stuff. Or somebody's here at all times. You can pretty much just walk in. Yeah. And until next time, make sure that you continue to eat better, sleep better, and train better so that you can be better every day.
Every day.